So, how exactly does your personal online life crash into your professional world? It's a huge question, right? And it's at the very heart of how we live and work today. We're going to dig into that by looking at a report from Virtualization Options LLC, a tech research firm out of Colorado, to really uncover the hidden connections between your everyday habits and your company's security. Let's get right into it. Here's the main takeaway from their report, and it's a big one. Security is not just an IT problem that gets solved with some fancy firewall. Nope. It's actually a personal responsibility. Your online habits, the things you do every single day without even thinking about it, they can have a massive impact on the safety of your entire organization.
It's a totally fair question, isn't it? It feels like a massive leap, going from posting a vacation photo to causing a major data breach that costs millions. But as you're about to see, the line connecting those two things is alarmingly short. And it's happening more and more.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about how that line between our work and personal lives has pretty much disappeared. Then we'll dive into the digital danger zone, the specific risks hiding in our daily habits. After that, we're going to build a personal security playbook full of simple, powerful steps you can take. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by talking about why this is really a shared responsibility. All right, let's kick things off with this fundamental shift in how we all work and live. Those old walls that used to keep our professional and private worlds neatly separated, yeah, for most of us, they're completely gone. I mean, just think about it. It used to be so simple, right? You had your work computer at the office and your home computer for everything else. But now, we're all living in the new way. Your phone, your laptop, it's the command center for everything. Work emails, sensitive client data, right alongside your personal banking, your social media. This mashup creates one single point of failure, a gateway where one little personal mistake can become a professional catastrophe. Okay, so our digital lives are all tangled up. Now, let's explore this danger zone. Let's look at how these seemingly harmless, everyday habits can actually poke huge holes in our security. The number one threat by far is phishing. All it is a trick. Attackers pretend to be someone legit, like your bank or a delivery service, to fool you. They send these urgent-sounding emails or texts, and their only goal is to get you to click a bad link or, even worse, hand over your personal info. And what's wild is how simple the whole thing is. It all starts with one sketchy email that makes you feel like you have to act now. You click, boom. Step 3 happens almost instantly. Either malware gets installed on your device, or you're sent to a fake login page that steals your password. And just like that, the attacker has the keys to your kingdom. Not just your personal accounts, but if you use that device for work, your entire company's network. Which brings us to passwords. And wow, the difference here is night and day. On the left, you've got passwords a computer could figure out in seconds. On the right, you've got real complexity. But you know what the biggest danger is? It's that last one, reusing the same password. If you use the same weak password for, say, your social media and your work email, and that social media site gets breached, you better believe hackers are going to try that same exact password to get into your work systems. Let's talk about the Wi-Fi at your favorite coffee shop. Super convenient, I know, but it's a total minefield. On an unsecured network, your data is just flying through the air for anyone to grab. Even worse, hackers can set up fake evil twin hotspots that look real but are just there to steal your info the second you connect. Sending a confidential work file over that Wi-Fi? It's like handing a copy of it to every stranger in the room. And finally, oversharing on social media. Posting that you're excited for a big business trip might seem totally harmless, but to an attacker, that's pure gold. Now they know when you're traveling, which is the perfect time to send you a super convincing phishing email pretending to be from your hotel or the airline. You're basically writing the script for them to launch a targeted attack against you. Okay, that was the scary part. But here's the good news. Protecting yourself doesn't mean you need a PhD in cybersecurity. Not at all. So let's open up the playbook and look at a few simple habits that have a huge impact. Seriously? If you change just one thing after hearing all this, please make it this. The single most effective habit you can adopt for your digital security is to start using a password manager.
It's the absolute foundation of good security. So why is it such a game changer? Well, a password manager solves the entire password problem for you. It creates these crazy strong, totally random passwords for every single account you have. It stores them all in a secure, encrypted vault, and it even fills them in for you. All you have to do is remember one strong master password. This one tool just wipes out the problem of weak and reused passwords forever. Next up, two-factor authentication, or 2FA. The best way to think about it is like this. Your password is the first lock on your front door. 2FA is the deadbolt. Even if a thief manages to steal your key, your password, they still can't get in because they don't have that second piece of the puzzle. And setting it up is way easier than you think. You just dive into the security settings for your important accounts, your email, your banking, and just turn it on. The source material here strongly recommends using an authenticator app for the best security. After that, whenever you log in, you'll just have to punch in the code from your app. It's a tiny bit of extra effort for a massive security upgrade.
And finally, let's lock down the devices themselves. First, encrypt your laptop's hard drive. That scrambles all your data so it's totally unreadable if your laptop gets lost or stolen. Second, if you have to use public Wi-Fi, always use a VPN. It creates a secure, private tunnel for your data. And third, and this is a big one, always install those software updates. They contain the critical patches that fix the exact security holes hackers are trying to get through.
So this brings us to our last and maybe our most important point. All of these little things, using a password manager, turning on 2FA, just being a bit more careful online, they all add up to something much bigger.
I really want to end with this powerful quote from the report. When every single person takes personal responsibility for their digital life, it creates a true culture of security. The whole organization just becomes a tougher target. Your personal security is your organization's security. They're not separate. They're one and the same. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. After everything we've gone over, from phishing scams to password managers, what's the one habit you're going to change starting right now, today? Whether it's finally downloading that password manager or just turning on 2FA on your main email account, taking that one single step makes you and everyone you work with so much safer. Thanks for watching.